No. This is what we're making today. Tricolor Dango. First, in a bowl, we're going to add in 80 grams of rice flour, 20 grams of glutinous rice flour, and 30 grams of sugar. With our chopsticks, we're going to give this a good mix. After giving it a good mix, we're going to add in 100 milliliters of extremely hot water. With our chopsticks, we're going to give it a good mix until the water has evenly hydrated the flour. Then, when the water's all incorporated, we're going to use our hand to knead it. What we're looking for is a dough with an earlobe consistency. Next, we're going to do the exact same thing, except this time we're going to add in 1 tablespoon of strawberry powder. Traditionally, we're supposed to use cherry blossom or Sakura tea, but unfortunately, cherry blossoms are not in season right now. Here in Canada, cherry blossoms only bloom for 2 to 3 weeks, at the end of March and the beginning of April. It's really hard to get a hold of cherry blossom flowers, so we're going to have to sub it for strawberry powder instead. And again, we're looking for an earlobe consistency. Finally, we're going to make the green dango. This time, the only difference is we're adding matcha powder, 1 tablespoon. While I make this last dango, this is where I remind you guys that all my recipes are on my website, chefmar.ca. So if you guys are looking for an exact recipe with detailed instructions of this video, check out my website. Again, that's chefmar.ca. Because I'm Canadian. And as a final reminder, our dough has to feel like an earlobe. And these are our 3 doughs. Next, we're going to take our dough and roll it into a log. Then, we're going to cut this dough into little portions. We're going for about 25 grams. I cut this a little too big. These were about 35 grams apiece. Each dough should give you about 9 portions. We're going to do the exact same thing for the strawberry and matcha dough. While I portion out these doughs, this is where I remind you to smash that like button and hit the notification bell for new videos. And if you really like what you see, hit the subscribe button. It's at the bottom right of your screen. And guys, if you want to help fund my recipes, check out my Patreon page at patreon.com/chefmar. The average recipe costs me about $30 to make. So all donations is much appreciated to help me keep making these videos. And these are our dango balls. Next, in a pot of simmering water, we're going to cook our dango. We're going to cook them in 3 separate batches, starting with the white ones first, so that the colors don't mix with each other. We're going to cook these until the balls start floating. These dango take about 5 minutes to cook. Again, it's very important that you wait until it floats. If it's not floating, it's not done. I was too impatient and some of the balls were raw. Once they're done cooking, we're going to throw them into an ice bath to stop the cooking process. Once cooled, they're ready to be skewered. Now let's get ready to plate. Alright, so you guys must be wondering how I plated this. Well, this is how I did it. I took a toothpick and stabbed it through the white balls. I tried other things too, like making a simple syrup and brushing it onto the dango, but it was still too slippery. But this toothpick method worked just fine. Now let's give these dangos a try. I'm gonna warn you guys right now that I made a mistake by throwing these dangos into ice water. By cooling the dango in ice water, it made it harder than it should be because of the sugar. It's still edible and slightly chewy, but it was definitely much better when it came out of the hot water. When I make these again, I'm definitely cooling it at room temperature. Anyways, that's the end of this recipe. If you guys like what you see, hit the like button. And if you guys have any suggestions on what I should cook next, please post in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe.